Welcome to CSD's career coaching program. My target audience is for 11th graders, as they are my target because they are potentially the students that can enroll in the Maryland Apprenticeship Program, which is part of the Maryland Blueprint and why I have a job as the career coach. The first thing I would do is actually introduce myself to 11th graders. Most of them know me, but it's important for them to know and understand my new role as career coach. The one thing I do require my students to do before they receive my services is to have a little orientation with me, whether it's one-on-one or in a classroom setting. And I do distribute a form that's a permission slip for their parents to sign to kind of authorize me to work with them. After all, I don't want to help students get a job or an internship and then have parents say, wait a minute, I did not give permission. So step one would be students need to become aware of their choices. In the 10th grade, they should have already finished a Naviance interest profiler. Therefore, in 11th grade at the beginning of their year, we can refresh their memories and review. Also, we collaborate with my Maryland Business Roundtable person and the school counselor to review their interest profiler results. Also, maybe to review Holland's hexagon, and then match it up with their transcript to do kind of a check and teach them how self-check on their progress that they're making towards their goals. We would also discuss their choices, whether it's their track is college, trade school, career, and if they're in a CT program that they'll come out of the technology school licensed and certificated. Also, some of our students hopefully will be going into the military, so that's a viable option, and we'll review that. Step two, and this would take place over probably a month's time each step, I'm envisioning. That seems to be my pacing guide right now, and it's working out. Step two basically focuses on a reevaluation of themselves, because as we know, adults change and our youth certainly change. We will review again any survey results on Naviance that we've done up to this point. Probably will complete a second survey, may even go out of Naviance and introduce ONET. We have a emphasis on Naviance since our county does pay a lot of money for that venue. We'll review the results. We'll look at the changes maybe in their personality results and surveys. I will explain congruence and get them to try to understand that concept so that we're always seeking congruence with their plans. We will discuss family and parents' wishes because we want them to also mesh with their goals in life and their track. We will clarify and try to clarify their interest, and we will begin to set goals. And the second month that 11th graders are with me, my goal is for them to actually start writing their career plan because I feel like that's important. Then we move on to step three, where we identify occupational alternatives. We will start at this point going on field trips and small group presentations, and we will definitely venture out onto ONET. We also may look at some other sites too, as I kind of mesh other resources with the personalities of the 11th graders. We will talk about the ASVAB test. We will encourage them to start studying for ASVAB. We'll do more career exploration. Actually, I've hooked up with the Chamber of Commerce here, who is wonderful, the president, and he has offered lots of volunteers to help us. So that'll be cool. We will visit some industry and business sites depending on the interest of our students. I will do this through the School of Technology because they have the funding for that, which also helps me if I collaborate with them. Some of these visits might be hybrid because, after all, that will save money, and especially with the bus expense and transportation is going up. We will push the ASVAB study group and practice opportunities, and I will encourage recruiters to meet with 11th graders, kind of hard and heavy. We will again do self checks to see that our students' goals are in alignment with their career plan and also their progress in their courses. Step 4 is to obtain more information about their occupational choices. Now that they're going to hone in on trying to pick the top 3, they need to be able to research and learn research skills in order to be successful in finding out more about these jobs. They will be collaborating with the media specialist here, who's fabulous, and also working with me to find good, reputable resources. Step 5, they need to start making some real hard choices towards mid to late 11th grade. They'll review their library research, whether it's whole class, small group instruction. We will have guest speakers brought in. We have a speakers bureau that is just going to be fabulous. They will decide on college or trade school, military, or career, hopefully by May of their junior year. I feel like there's less floundering their senior year if they can make that decision by the end of their 11th grade, which I think is very important. They're going to try to concentrate on a focal point for their senior year and actually revise and edit their career plans so that it meets the needs of their changes that have taken place in the 11th grade, because as most educators know, a lot of change happens with 11th graders between the beginning of the year and the end of the year. By the end of their 11th grade year, hopefully they will know if they would like to do an internship, a work study, job shadowing, or be part of the Maryland Apprenticeship Program. I need those juniors identified by the May 1st of their 11th grade year for the apprenticeship program. These kids need to start the summer before their senior year so that they can complete their 450 hours and complete the program before graduation. They will review and sign agreements depending on what their choices are, whether it's work study, internships, apprenticeships. The deadline for that I have put is May 30th. And at this point, we will spend a lot of time focusing on forms. I have a little handout, as you can see, just generic information about an apprenticeship so that they grasp the general idea behind the apprenticeship program. They need to understand what they're getting into. After that, and if they have decided to pursue an apprenticeship, then we will go over the actual Maryland apprenticeship agreement, and that would be small group or individual. It's pretty intense, and once they start it, we want them to finish. The next forms I would actually go over with small groups of students is the work study or internship form, because this is an official form with Dorchester County Board of Education, and they do get credit. So it's important that they understand any contract that they're signing, because again, we don't want students to start this and drop out. Step 6 is to make educational choices. They will meet with the recruiter, their CTE instructors, and also with me. They need to make the final decision about their career path, or not really their career path as much as post high school and their senior year. That's what we need to focus on. They will be taking final exams and prepping for them to get their certification and their license for any of the school technology programs. And they'll complete all training and certificated programs before graduation. Visit any final school programs, trade schools, to make sure that it's a good fit. We do not want kids going into schools and dropping out, or especially in trade schools or programs. We want them to be completers. They will complete their final educational plan and make sure that all scholarship and grant applications are understood so that they can begin to fill them out over the summer before their senior year and have them ready to roll out. Step 7, which we are at the end of their time with me, at least as an 11th grader. Hopefully they will feel like they are off to a successful path, and they will complete their CTE programs and programs of study. They'll be ready for their senior year and hopefully to pursue trade school. Students hopefully will have passed the ASVAB test and be ready to sign the agreement with the military recruiters. And they will have met all criteria for the Maryland Apprenticeship Program so that they can start the very beginning of the summer and get paid to work the summer before graduation. Hopefully the student has a positive, clear segue and thought process. And we want our students to be enthusiastic about the path that they're getting ready to take. Their senior year is so important. And as we know, the senior year also flies by. So it's really important that they are on the path, stay on the path in order to reach the end of the path and find success and are ready to roll after graduation from high school. And when they exit the program, because this is 11th grade for my focus group, they will finish the 11th grade program. They will pass into the 12th grade and they will take an exit survey for the leaving the 11th grade. Will I still work with these students as seniors in 12th grade? Absolutely. I actually have the philosophy that if they need some of my services or just to touch base and have advice, then I am surely ready to give it and help them even after graduation. So even though they're exiting the program as an 11th grader, they're still part of the program as a 12th grader. So that's really important to me. And we will have a celebration for all 11th graders because they completed my 11th grade career coaching program. And that's it.